All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Kaiser Gaming Live, and we're just hanging out today. The goal for today's little small stream? I don't know that I'll be on too terribly long, but I have received a couple of game replays from members of the Iron Kaiser Gaming Discord. You can see the link to that Discord in just about all my YouTube videos. You check out the description. We are a small community, but I am really happy to have the guys that I do in my Discord community. I love talking with them. We go back and forth on different things, and it's a lot of fun. So one of the things that we do is we share replays of fun games with each other and just react. And so what I thought would be fun is, instead of me watching the games by myself and just sending a couple of messages to the guys, I thought I would react in real time to the actual games, and just have some fun with it. So we're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube. As we dive into this, if you don't mind, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, following me on Twitch. I would really appreciate that, guys. I would like to do more things with Twitch, but we will see. I want to try to get to 100 followers on Twitch before I commit to a more, rigorous Twitch program or whatever. But first off, okay, before I load into the map, really quickly, this came out just like a day or two ago. Check out this incredible HUD. If we go to multiplayer, let's just pretend we're gonna do multiplayer. It's built just like the old Age of Empires is, and we actually have like a whole, we have like a whole friends network. We can go into chat, and it's actually a lot more functional than the default multiplayer. This is so cool. I mean, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So hey guys, something else, by the way, if you're watching this, join the Iron Kaiser Gaming clan. I've not made a big point of it. Mr. Junior, yes, welcome. We're gonna check out your game. That's what we're here for, my man. We're watching some replays from the Discord server. So I was just showing off the incredible UI. It's amazing. It makes things a lot more functional. I've not really messed with the clan a lot. Yeah, the Legacy UI is amazing. I didn't think it was either. I didn't think you could do this much from a mod. And it's almost embarrassing. Look, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to beat up on the devs. I know there's all kinds of stuff behind the scenes. I know there are fans of the game that maybe they're... my fingers are crossed that with the next DLC, they're holding back a bunch of improvements to bring in with that DLC. But at the same time, it's like, man, you guys are getting upstaged by what a couple of modders can do. This is amazing. I love this. So now that there's actually a point to the friendship, I want all of my Discord friends, I need to get you guys like locked in as AoE 3 friends. I need clan members. Like, we got to get our community going. I would love that. Anyway, all right, we got a couple of games to watch. I have forgotten. Yes, you are. Of course, man. Mr. Junior is like one of those guys that's always going to be popping up as, a cameo supporting cast character in the Iron Kaiser Gaming AoE 3 universe. Speaking of... Alright. I think we'll start with the Mr. Junior replay. 2v2, lots of Sipahi. Let's do it. Woot woot. Both of these games I've not seen before. I am reacting to them live. Mr. Junior says hi in-game. As he basically says that on stream. It's amazing. If anybody is watching this on YouTube, I want you guys to be sure to, give me a shout out. Let me know in chat that you're following along. So Junior over on Twitch giving me a little extra insight and saying that his teammate is a rando. So not a friend, they're not coordinating. We've got what looks like what do we have here? So we have in the blue, Mus Rodent playing as the Germans. And I presume his teammate as the Ottomans. Feedway in the yellow. Ego Death response back with high. So this is an old school vanilla kind of matchup. We've got French and British versus Germans and Ottomans. In the red, Mr. Junior, member of the Discord, playing as the French. And his random buddy, his rando teammate, Ego Death, playing as the Brits. So I'm going to ask out of the gate here, Junior. You're playing as France. Was this like, do you like playing as the French? Are they one of your main civilizations? Or is this kind of like you just randomly you were vibing French today and decided to pick them randomly? France is my #1 civ now. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. I want why, like especially in a team game situation. What do the French bring to the table? I do seem to remember off the top of my head that the French have some of the more team-oriented cards, but maybe I'm mistaken about that. Either way, I'm going to keep the cast going here as maybe you share whatever you want to share about why France. So Ego Death is saying he wants to go Musketeer. As the British makes sense. The Redcoats are some of the best heavy infantry in the game. Mr. Junior going Cav. As the French, that makes sense. France is a good all-around civ. In Age of Empires 2, the Franks are all Cav. It's like that is their main thing. In AoE 3, the French have very good Cav, or they can tech into it anyway. But they're a pretty good generalist civilization. We do see Junior getting on one trade post, as well as our Ottoman player, Feedway, also on a trade post. I wonder if we will see either player, any of the players, play for the water. I had a game the other day that went really well on this map. It was a really fun back and forth battle, but neither one of us actually got on the water the whole time. I love their flexibility over Germany, especially the option to go Musketeers. Since my teammate was going Musk, Cav fell on me. Yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. They are. They're a very flexible civ. They're probably among the most flexible civilizations in the game. I've really been getting into the British recently. I've got a video coming out tomorrow where I play the Brits. And yeah, I agree. It's like I just love the flexibility that they can bring to the table. It seems like you can tech into just about anything. Considering that what I have been doing, I played a lot of Germany, and then I played a lot of Sweden, and then I played a lot of Russia. And I guess Russia has some flexibility too, a little bit. But it just, yeah, I've been impressed with what the Brits, and now I guess the French too. I haven't really played a lot of France yet, but I do know that they are in at least a similar boat, where you just have a lot of flexibility. Let's see. Feedway, the Ottomans, the first player to reach Commerce Age. Let's take a look at some decks. This UI is fantastic. You love to see it. So, okay, double eco. The tools are here to try to rush down an opponent, but that's not what's happening. We've got the 5 Yoruk card coming out. On top of the 3 Yoruk card, I would assume that we're going to see, yeah, we've got a fast Age 3 coming in. I keep wanting to call it a fast castle, because that's what we call it in Age of Empires 2. To go to Age 3 is the castle age. So fast castle, but that's not what it is. And it doesn't help that in AoE 3 they've changed the names. Commerce Age and the Fortress Age, the Industrial Age. I have it in the back of my head, but it does not jump to me quite as quickly. And I blame that on the fact that they did change the age names. Meanwhile, Ego Death, and let's actually check out Mus Rodent here. So we'll get one team, then the other. Mus Rodent sent the 2 settler wagons, then 3 settler wagons. Kind of a similar thing. I see a weakness for Musk Rodent. If I had scouted this out, if I were Ego Death, because I would consider that kind of the matchup there, I would be rushing him down with Cav. Because you either force him to pop the Irish Brigadiers, or the only thing he's really got are the crossbowmen. So you mess up Cav, hit him hard, and he'll have a hard time responding to that. Meanwhile, Junior also going up, very eco-focused. I would dare say, I'm guessing all of the players are... Excuse me. Let me see, go back to Ego Death. Yeah, Ego Death sending the wood, sending actually double wood. And look, I'm not even reacting to the raid here. Well, not a raid, it's actually more of a just shutting down the Ottoman explorer. Okay. Nice, nice.
Ready? I don't make a habit of sailing with knights.
Nice. Okay. Explorer down for the Ottomans. Feedway on 2 trade posts. All 3 players appear to be going economic. It's interesting. We're gonna have this. Well, even as I say that, wait a minute. We've got the Hussar coming out now, Junior. So I think our first punch might be thrown by yours truly. Yeah, again, no muskets for Germany, exactly. Blue sent some Uhlans, but they ran away. Yeah, I like this a lot. I love being the player that throws the first punch, because if you play it right, you get to dictate the tempo of the game. So I love this move here. I also understand attacking the Ottomans. Although I think, looking at the decks, I think that hitting the Germans with Hussar would be an amazing pick. But you know, going for the Ottomans, especially if you pick up that they're just doing a fast fortress, is a really smart move too. So I like it. I like it a lot. I wonder if they kind of had an agreement on who would get the middle trade post, or if it just sort of panned out that way. It was good scouting info too, yeah. $200 food guarded by 2 pirates. That would be an amazing pickup.
Wait.
Taking a look at the economy. So Feedway already in age 3. Now, we know from the title of this replay, yeah, Sipahi are on the field. These guys are an absolute menace. Elite Ottoman heavy infantry. They automatically upgrade with every age up. They're good against infantry. They're also good against buildings. So you don't want... It seems like, I guess their weakness, you can maybe go at them with, dragoons. But otherwise, these guys will just smash. The kind of, especially in this situation, you're going to get saved by the fact that, you can't train Sipahi. They can only be sent by the home city, or, sent by the Grand Vizier politician, right? All right, so the Sipahi are the better unit. At the very least, Hussar are not weak to them. But you have 750 HP, you've got 35 hand attack versus 320 HP, 30 hand attack. They're just beefy tanks. It's probably for the best. It's playing to your team's strength that he's sending them into the cavalry player instead of against the Brit. Because I don't know that the British player would hold up nearly as well. Claymore on YouTube. What's up, Kaiser? Claymore, I'm doing very well. I just finished showcasing, or not showcasing, but at least spotlighting that incredible UI mod. Saturin, also on YouTube. Hello. Welcome, guys, to the stream. It's a pretty chill, relaxed stream today. All we're doing is watching a couple of replays that were shared on the Iron Kaiser Gaming Discord server. Oh, here we go. Crossbows versus muskets. Both players in age 2. Are those Hussar? Okay. Decent. So snaring the infantry, letting the muskets get close, and maybe absorbing some of those initial salvos. I think I would back up if I'm Ego Death. Okay, maybe with some more cav. As long as the cav are there, I might try to fight this. I think this thinning down of the archer numbers is really good. But if I'm the heavy infantry player, I do not want to engage this. Not unless those archers really collapse. The Bashi Bozuk. Wow, that's desperate. If you're calling your Minutemen to run all the way across the map to help out your ally, he's definitely feeling like he's in trouble. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. Hussar. Okay, yeah. At this point, what amazing cav rates. I just want to shout that out. Really good job jumping on these crossbows, thinning them out. I'm kind of surprised that Guard Sipahi, oh my goodness, the Ottoman player's age 4 and he's getting out more of these elite cav. I don't like it. I feel like he's maybe leaving his teammate in the lurch just to get out these elite units. And now, okay, you got 3 Guard Sipahi, but you're dealing with, I don't know, 30 Musketeer? 26 Musketeer, yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting the Bashi Bozuk. That does not make sense to me. Speaking of Claymore, while I've got you in the chat, I've been meaning to respond to some of the Discord messages because I really appreciated your comments. I want to engage with them. One thing that I think you said that I really connected with, I said, yeah, he's probably right on this, is that I am absolutely speaking from a 1v1 perspective. And for those of you watching along, you guys probably know, you know the Claymore, you know Samurai Revolution. He is a team game fanatic. I saw your most recent video was a 1v1, but almost everything is like 4v4s and team games. So that has to be a totally different world. Okay, even as I was talking smack about the Sipahi, but you know, the Germans also got the Sipahi, and together these Musketeer numbers are just getting thinned out. Okay, at this point, the score is very close. I mean, it could be anybody's game right here. What I'm going to check out in just a second, whenever I get sort of locked into the battle, which it looks like Team Germans, Ottomans, the Central Powers here, are going to win this fight. I see some more Hussar reinforcements coming in, but I don't think that'll swing it. We got the Dops. We got the Musketeer. Doppelsoldiers are so cool. I don't use them enough. I want to play Germans and come up with a, well, not come up, I guess I'll learn a strat that uses the Doppelsoldiers. That would be a great combo. Great bombards are out. Man, age 4 Ottomans. Disgusting. Meanwhile, though, watching the fighting, what I have in my mind's eye is what's the eco look like. So let's look at that really quickly. We have 45 bills for the Brits at this point. The Germans have 21 villagers, although we've got to factor in the, I'm forgetting what they're called, the settler wagons, right? So it's probably closer to, I'm going to guess close to maybe 28 or something like that. 26. We got 37 bills for the French. And the French, with their coureur de bois, are actually more valuable than the average settler as well. Not enough Spahi, says Ego Death. You can tell that he's been playing the game for at least a little while because he calls them Spahi instead of Sipahi. They used to be called Spahi. They were renamed to Sipahi. And finally, Feedway on 32 vills. And of course, the fun thing about the Ottomans is that their villagers don't cost anything. They train a little slower, but they are free, which is what enables their incredible age-up gameplay. Claymore says mostly just casual, so team games and FFs and such, but I'd beat you 1v1, I think. I don't think I know. I know you would beat me in a 1v1. We could play 10 1v1s, and I think you'd win 10 of them. I don't deny that. That's okay, though. You know, that is... I'm on record saying this a lot. One of the themes of my channel. I am here to represent the average player. I love these games. I adore them. I'm not yet, anyway, super good at them. So, yeah, you beat me up. I have no doubt about that. Mr. Junior and I have played, we played a 1v1 one time, if I'm remembering correctly. And, he beat me. Although I do think I've gotten a little better since then, so I'm learning some things. I'm getting there. Must wrote an NH tree. The scoreboard. I don't know how to read the scoreboard, you know. Feedway and Mr. Junior both at about 21,000, give or take. Must wrote in at 16,000. Ego Death at 19,000. A little bit of a lead for our team here. And we see the Dragoons, which is exactly the unit we want to fight off Spahi, the Zapahi. Junior says, I don't think we've played a 1v1 actually, but a few 2v2s, maybe with somebody else. Shout out to the Better English voiceover mod for Musketeers. Yes. I love the... I'm very, very proud of that mod. Not a lot of people have jumped on that mod. I don't think it's ever going to be as popular as like the Better Unit Descriptions mod. But that to me is like my crown jewel. The amount of work that went into putting together the team and coming up with scripts and, you know, it was very hard to do the descriptions mods, but something else entirely to get that team together for a project I've been dreaming about for years. So to kind of have that put together, very proud. Anyway, back to the game here. All right, we have Irish Brigadiers, we have Dops, we have veteran Cav Archers trying to hold us back. The Great Bombard. A lot of power, but what a loss if it goes down. We have one factory. I wonder what this factory is producing. Come on, Feedway, is it not telling? It's coin at some point. Interesting that both players are on Dragoon right now. A little bit of a... I think a misplay from Ego Death. I mean, Junior's supposed to be on Cav. I don't know why he's doubling down on that. I'm almost wondering, was that a card or something? Yeah, I would imagine that would be a mistake. This looks like an easy win for red and purple earlier, says Claymore. You're talking about earlier when they were sort of pushing down into the blue's base against the crossbows?
Hazır.
Great job, just jumping onto that bombard, blowing it up. Well done.
Hazır. Emrin. Evet. Emrin.
Excuse me.
Hazır.
2 veteran Cav archers. They're going down. It is so interesting to me how the flow of battle has transitioned from kind of this west side, no, from the east side over to the west side. 2 Falconists coming and checking the decks again. At this point, all these Sipahi, they've been used up. And now, Feedway's like, wait a minute, I can't just win the game off Sipahi alone. I've gotta produce more things. He's in trouble now. I do find the choice of Cav Archer decent because, you know, it means that you're at least kind of playing on maybe an even footing against the Cav player. But that does mean that Ego Death, I think he's in a much better position than Musrodin is. Not to mention, the Musketeers will do a great job against him. Yeah. Skirm Goon is what they're trying to do here. We've got Musk Goon on the other side, but I think the position for Junior and Ego Death is way better right now. Yeah, I do agree. I think that Junior and Ego Death were in a really good position earlier, but then you just that fast Fortress Sipahi push. Those guys are strong. They are... Speaking of being a noob, again, I embrace it. I lean into it. But speaking of being a noob, that's one of the things I struggle with are the fast Fortress Ottoman plays. I find the Ottomans so annoying. A Civ that has both some of the best rushes in the game, some of the best early Age 2 pressure, and then also has some of the strongest, you know, fast Imperial plays and just really strong Age 4 units. In humility, I recognize I'm a noob. I know that there are like better players, and mastery of the game would mean that you can respond to that. But at least from where I'm at right now, it's like, man, the Ottomans, they are a tough Civ. They're a tough Civ to deal with. Yeah, I usually dread getting matched up with an Ottoman player. Yeah, no, I feel that, because you have to be all hands on deck. You don't know. You gotta make sure you study that deck. You don't. Making Culves, says Ego Death. That's a good choice. Somebody should be on Culverin. If you're gonna go late against the Ottomans, you should expect a lot of artillery. That much I do know. Heavy horse guns coming in for the Brits. Just checking the eco really quickly. We have 62 bills from our British player, 41 for the German, 46 for the French, 45 for the Ottoman. So pretty even all around, other than our British player. That's not a surprise with the manor bonus. They're tough at every level. Well, that's good. I mean, that makes me feel a little better. It's not like I'm a total novice. But yeah, they are a very strong civilization, and they have a lot of options. Oh, that is a GG. Our Ottoman player's out, and that means that Germany's right behind them. Well done. I like that a lot. I think, honestly, I think maybe the moment that defined the game was when Musrodin got, I'm sorry, not Musrodin, when Feedway first got out his Sipahi, 5 Sipahi, and they moved north and attacked France. And I think that was a mistake. I think that you did a great job pushing them off with Hussar of your own. You had the numbers, you had the techs, you were able to go toe-to-toe and scare off those elite units. And I think that if, in a world where you and Britain switched places, or he attacked the English, right? I think he could have done a lot more damage. And, I mean, you're a good teammate. You would have sent your Hussar over to deal with that anyway, but I just think he would have found more damage right out of the gate if he had attacked our British player. That was really nice. Really well done. And then, of course, down here, yeah, they were able to push you back. That was pretty cool. Lots of Sipahi with a team card. But yeah, you guys, you found the response. And I guess they didn't push their advantage either when they had it. They should have rushed in once again with those elite cav and tried to cause more damage, but they didn't. So Brit was able to boom up. French were able to play really well. Well done. I also sent some Caravels. Oh, I did not notice that. I did not call that out, and that is amazing. I love that play right there. Just making sure that they're not on water, and plus with the Caravels, you can do some fishing of your own. So I would expect... Is that a net? That is a net, yes. So they are fishing, and you're supplementing your eco with the very military units you're using to ensure the waters stay neutral. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well done. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot, man. Thank you for sharing that on the server. That was a blast. All right. That's one game down. One game to go. Claymore. Who is, in your team game environments, what civilization do you dread seeing the most? Like on the enemy team or your own team or whatever. What civ do you dread seeing more than any other? Alright. Meanwhile. Oh, Mexico. Yeah, that makes sense. Mexico... I need to pause this. Hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to get into this in a second. Mexico is kind of like the Ottoman problem on steroids. I mean, you see Mexico... The player's either OP or terrible. Yeah, it's like two extremes. But it's like the Ottoman problem on steroids where they have so many tools at their disposal and they're just you have no idea what's coming, you know. Are you going to suddenly get a Baja revolution or, you know, I don't know, some eco-focused revolution or what? They've got so many different tools at their disposal, which is really cool. I do like the variety a lot. I mean, I think it's neat, but they are definitely pretty extreme. And maybe I'm kind of thinking maybe a little bit too extreme, Mexico. All right, here we go. Game number 2. This one's sent in by our point of view player here, Gaius Julius Magus, who is a central pillar of the German AoE 3 community, not to mention a big part of the Iron Kaiser gaming community. He's playing as Malta. You love to see it. I cannot wait to see what he does with, like, even if he were not the Discord guy, I would be all about this civ right here just because I want to see what Malta does. This should be a lot of fun. And his teammate in the Yeller, look at me. Was it Mexico that could change their outposts into falconets? If any civilization can change their outposts into falconets, it's Mexico. Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably one of the wild options that they have. I don't remember that specific card or where that comes into play, but yeah, they have some really extreme options at their disposal. Anyway, his teammate in the yellow, Feldherr Toby, playing as China. Also China, on the enemy team, or the other team, in the purple, we have Above You. And his teammate in the red, another civilization I'm really interested to see. In the red, we have Inspire playing as the Aztecs. And I take it back, I misread the flag. I thought they were the Inca. And I would love to see more Inca. I think of all of the civilizations in AoE 3, I think about the ones that I see the least often. The ones that maybe don't really get used. And I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of hidden potential with the Inca. So I would love to see more Inca play. The Aztecs, I do see a decent amount. They scare me. Their age 2 can be really strong. I'm gonna hope that it won't be as big a deal. We gotta watch the fight here.
Rebuild our knighthood.
Okay. A settler in need of rescue. So the two teammates working together. You love to see this. Who's actually gonna claim the settler? Malta or China? Yes, in age 4, Planet Veracruz. Yep. Had I known about you doing a replay stream, I would have uploaded my Haiti 3v3. Well, guess what you gotta do. Phobius jumping in, by the way. Welcome to the stream, Phobius. Hey, thank you again. I know I responded to you already with a comment, but just that comment that you sent on the other video about, I think you said it was me and Assertive Wall and the Age of Pirates guys being like the holy trinity of AoE 3 modders. Oh man, that was really kind. Especially because looking at this like legacy UI stuff, it's incredible. Like what Assertive Wall is able to pull off between the AI programming and just the UI orientation and things. The stuff he can do, I could never dream of doing, right? So to kind of be put in that league, that meant a lot. So I really appreciate that comment. So thank you again for that. Early game. Tell you what, let's analyze this map a little bit more here. Looking at Magus first, or not the map, the matchup. He's saving his shipment for age 2. There be light. I like it. 3 settlers have already been sent. He's not picking up the German tongue yet. I wonder if he's going to send the wood card first, maybe to afford that, except this coin card. What is your play here? Hospitality. Interesting. All the hospital upgrades are cheaper. Huh. Archaic Soldier HP, interesting. Will we see Archer play? Yes, we are. We're gonna see archers from Malta, which I'm guessing means that China will be focusing in on maybe cav or heavy infantry. I'm trying to predict what card. I don't think he sends Wignacourt constructions next. I could be wrong. He's got 2 in the. I bet you he sends 700 wood. And then maybe German tongue, then coin, then Wignacourt. Let's see if I'm right or not. I could be wrong. Inspire, meanwhile. Let me try to make sense of the Aztecs here. As there's already a push. Prowl Knights on the way. Oh, Prowl Knights. Look at these guys. Aztec melee heavy infantry. Really good against other heavy infantry. And halfway decent against Cav, too. Not as effective as other Halberdier-like units, but still. These guys are tough. Interesting play to go for the village. Knock it down first. If Feldherr Toby... If Toby here gets housed, that really puts him in a tough spot. The Puma Spearmen have been sent to back up. Look at this. I mean, we've got 41 siege attack from the spears. We've got 36 siege attack from the Prowl Knights. It's tough. Yeah, I think that Inspire's whole game plan, which is very common for the Aztecs, it's all in aggression on H2. Toby, meanwhile. Sending Chukonu to try to respond to this. Good choice, by the way. Both of these units are heavy infantry, so... You know, the Chukonu will push back these heavy infantry units. And we've got the Steppe Riders. Oh, man. Toby's in trouble here. I mean, the silver lining is, you know, our multiplayer is completely unaffected by this. So he's able to sort of, I presume, boom up without issue. Let me check that out really quickly. Yeah, so he sent the wood card. Now I think he's sending Pikemen next. I don't think he wanted to, but he recognizes I've got to get some military on the field. This stings. I think the Chukonu were in a decent spot by themselves. I hear those crossbowmen, yeah. All right, let's analyze. We've got 19 vills for Malta. His buddy China only has 14 vills. The enemy China has 22 vills, and Aztecs have 19. This is a mistake, I think. You already know that the crossbows are out. These Kang pikemen should not belong in this world. So many archers. Yep. That's just a big mistake there, I think, from above you. Like, if I were him, I would have maybe tried to burn down a house, take out the market. But, yeah. Alright, let's see here. Mini-Me 637 says, "What's up, Iron Kaiser? I am doing great. I am doing very well. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. That's coming up in just a few days. And I wish you season's greetings wherever you are in the world." Wittencourt construction online, so that means the Maltese villagers will be collecting faster. We'll just really quickly do that right there. Okay.
Votre ordre?
Good move sending a military card. I agree. Yeah, getting some military out is important here. 23, 22, 13. Yeah, definitely. Toby having to play a little bit of catch up. Only on 13 vills compared to the 20 plus that everyone else is at. 27 from his Chinese opponent. I give Toby this, though, a little bit of silver lining. He's the only one with a trading post. So, maybe you can do some things to get back in this game. Oh, wow. Wow, and look at this. Above you, going back on that town center. Toby's over here like, "I may not have been able to save my town center, but I'll save yours." Will it be enough? Will it be enough? Purple is beginning a retreat. Only 700 HP on the TC, 500 HP. No, it's going down. Okay, our heroes in this adventure have both lost their town centers. Now, I think that Gaius Julius Magus is in a much better position. He's got a lot of military on the field here, which could absolutely clean up these Qiang pikemen. I love that the Explorer is in melee mode, which would snare these units, making it easier for the archers to get more shots on them. That was pretty cool. Toby, back on a town center, so very good. And I would expect, because the eco from Gaius not really affected otherwise. So I don't think it'll take him long to get back onto a town center either. Coyote Runner. Man, these guys. Ahuizotl going down. All right, let's take a step back, sort of analyze the decks, analyze the situation. This is a very open map, by the way. That's one thing I forgot to mention earlier, but there's a lot of opportunity for attacks all across the map, and I think we've seen that. We've seen Inspire and Above You using the map to good effect, hitting, running away, and really finding some good damage early on. They currently have a 4,000 point lead, and as much as I complain about the scoreboard sometimes, I think that's accurate here. I think that they are in a better position overall at this point in the game. Coyote Runners trying to find something here, but I don't... They're not going to get more than one kill. No, they don't even get that.
Bonjour.
Very nice, very nice. So Malta's back up on a town center now. And now everyone's back on 1 TC. And this might be... We got 34 vills for Inspire. 36 for above you. Yeah, they've got Vil leads now. So about 50% more eco for Team Aztec China than for Malta China. Oh, they are winding up a punch here for a really big attack on yellow. And does yellow have what it takes? Oh, I don't know. They may pull back because it looks like Gaius and Toby are going to throw the punch first. These crossbows are going to do a great job cleaning up the infantry on defense here. This castle should go down. Mr. V, welcome to the stream. Hello. This is the most activity I've seen, especially on the YouTube side of things, in a while. Guys, welcome. It is good to see y'all. Yeah, we're just watching a couple of replays that were shared on the Iron Kaiser Gaming Discord, the link of which is found in the description of virtually every video on the channel. I'm just having some fun casting some AoE 3. And this is an incredible comeback from a situation where both players... Let's see, we gotta watch the fight here. Hold on. This could be definitive. The Coyote Runners, they are shock infantry, which actually means that they do take bonus damage from the pikemen. It's a good frontline, backline thing here. The pikemen not only getting in that bonus damage against the Coyote Runners, but also shielding the crossbows from damage as the crossbows put out their damage from range. And behind them, the Chukonu also finding some serious damage. Look at the cleanup on red, and all of a sudden, it's really feeling doable. Earlier in this game, Gaius and Toby both lost their town centers. You can see the after effects of that in the eco, where we've got 35 bills for Inspire and 31 bills for Above You, versus the 26 and the 23 for Gaius and Toby. Oh, but wait a minute, here come the Cav. Here come the cavalry. They could find some serious damage here. Also the flamethrower. No, I'm sorry, the flamethrower is Toby. Wait. All right, I'm getting this backwards. Blue and yellow are together, so the Cav is on their side. Oh, wow, okay, good. Phew, I got that backwards. I was thinking the Cav. Honestly, Cav would not be a bad choice. There's only 2 pikemen there now for Malta, so Hussar would have been really good, or that type of unit. Anyway, is it now Above You's time to lose the town center? I was trying to make it work with what you were doing in the Age of Mythology channel in the Discord. Might not work. Put in the Egyptian, you will see you soon. Yeah, right. Yeah, because you had shared that thing about the Norse. That was really cool. I've yet to actually like analyze your opinions on that, but I just love seeing people's creativity get going. So I can't wait to read that post in more detail. Yeah, Phobius, that would be amazing. I have not interacted at all with Lionheart, but that would be really cool. You want to talk about, like, being a noob and players being better than me? Yeah, Lionheart's elite. And I'm not elite. I was telling Claymore earlier, I am here to represent the noobs, all right? My existence is to represent the average player. And we are watching just an incredible... Look at this flamethrower. Flanked on all sides by cavalry. No one is getting on that flamethrower. And it's absolutely just melting the Aztec response here. And as good as the Aztecs are at putting out that early game pressure, and I've got to come down here and actually note the raids. As good as the Aztecs are at putting out that early game pressure, that is the thing, is they do fall off. Especially if you go for that strategy. If you can withstand... It's like RTS basics, right? If you withstand the early rush, a lot of times, those civilizations or those players, those strats will fall off. And that's... It looks like right now, Above You is maybe actually doing more damage. than Inspire is able to pull out. Yeah, Aztecs fell off like the Ottomans during the last replay. I agree, yeah. I think this is tough. You find yourself saying, well, what do I do if I'm the Aztecs against this? The Flamethrower, the Veteran Crossbowman. I think massing up Coyote Runner makes a lot of sense here because we've got a couple of Keshiks, but I don't see a lot in the way of anti-cav, which is to say, anti-shock infantry, right? So, meanwhile, the attack back on. I really like this play from Above You, just trying to put the pressure back on the opponent. Sometimes offense is the best defense. That's what we're seeing here. Gaius' units coming in, trying to help out Toby. He wasn't here last time, but he's here now. Nevertheless, I think that Above You will actually clean this up. I don't know how much he'll be able to do with it. He can knock out the market, knock out these villages. I think that would be very useful. Well, actually, wait a minute. 115 total pop. Maybe it wouldn't be that useful. But I do think even just cleaning out these military units is a really good play. They still have the score lead. Fixed gun. I am sad I did not get to see this thing in action. It does look like I also missed the fight up here. Newcaster, sorry guys. The depot, I didn't miss that. All right, they're down. But the fixed gun also falls down. And I would say he made the right call. All the Coyote runners were just able to overwhelm the light infantry. Good moves, good moves. Right now, I'd say Inspire and Above You. It's been a really interesting back and forth, but I think they have the better position here. Excuse me. Toby reaches age 3, so that means currently the Aztec player is the only player still in age 2. Here comes a depot about to explode. It's like demo ships, but on land. The AoE 2 player in me is very happy. Could we get Tato to play some AoE 3? I don't know. Show him footage of the depots. Maybe he'll start playing it. Anyway. Mr. V says, I wouldn't call myself an all-star, just humble catchers all. Yeah, I sympathize with humility, but come on, Mr. V. You're a boss, man. We love having you as a part of this AoE3 scene. Following along in the Iron Kaiser Gaming adventures, too. And a key member of the Better English Voiceover mod, which got a shout out earlier. Mr. V, such a huge part of that, did an amazing job with the British Musketeer, the American General, several other units. Just what an all-star guy. He's got this voice actor stuff going on. He's got the casting. He's just cool dude. Cool dude. Really happy to have met him and to just hang out sometimes. Mr. V is a really great guy. So you all, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to Mr. V, and I feel like that maybe is 5 people total, right, that are watching this stream, but that watch anything Iron Kaiser Gaming, I think most of you guys know Mr. V already, but if not, go check him out, subscribe to him. You won't regret it. Alright. Yeah, the Coyote Runners. I think this is a good choice. Let's look at the compositions here. So, what do we have here? We've got Inspire, I believe is going mostly Coyote Runner right now. So Cav is his play. He's only got 61 pop. So that's 47 on Vills, and then I think Coyote Runner is pretty much it. Toby on 73 pop, 22 Vills. Wow. So that means the rest of it's all military. It's amazing how much military you're able to put out at this stage of the game with only 22 villagers. That blows and confuses my mind. Well done. Above You at 50 pop, 21 Vills. He's been doing a great job putting pressure back on the opponents. Sort of maybe giving them some room to breathe. And notice, by the way, I didn't really shout this out earlier. Like, he's also completely lost his original base, and he's relocated back down here. Gutsy. I actually love this. This is very gutsy. And finally, we have Gaius on 116 pop, 36 vills. Once again, an incredible just distribution of military eco. What a comeback. The scoreboard has evened up at this point. Actually, we have Gaius and Toby with now a 500-point lead, which, you know, that swings back and forth like nothing. But even so, coming from where they came from to where they are now, unbelievable. Let's see, very ambitious, living up to his name. His base is right above them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's his relocated base. I'm trying to survive, guys, so I'm going to rebuild my base right on their doorstep. Yeah, above you. He is living up to his name. Yeah. Very gutsy. I like it. Okay, okay, that's Toby's wall. Yeah. I don't know why I keep expecting the Aztec player to be yellow. But here we go. This is going to be an interesting fight. This is a fight that yellow should absolutely win. The Chukonu would do well against the Zweihanda and the Changdao, but you have the Arquebusier behind that, and not to mention the Keshiks. And it just, yeah, yellow would win that fight, I think. Purple, maybe in a little bit of trouble here. We do have the combination of the blockhouse, or what was the combination of the blockhouse in the town center, firing back on this, but no, these TCs, I'm actually shocked this one's not even garrison. Let me check something really quickly here by above you. Only 4 vills in that town center. It's not even firing at full strength. This one has a single vill. He's got 27 vills, but they're not garrisoned, and that may be wise. This position will fall. This is starting to feel closer and closer to a 2v1. At least, I don't see Purple. He's got to be evacuating his economy, right? That's what the Coyote Runners are here for. Cause some havoc and let these vills escape. That's the name of the game. The Dragoons, they don't see it. If he could go over here and... Oh, Fort Wagon. Oh, Fort Wagon. Get out of the way, Bob. We gotta let the fort get out. Fort Gen on its way. Once again, the flamethrower is putting out great damage. Welcome to the stream. You know, it helps when I don't start streams at like 12:30 at night. People actually show up. That's gonna make a little mental note there. That's how this works. This fort here from Fort Gen will go up. I wonder if that'll actually scare this push away, or if it's just going to... Yeah, you're not stopping that fort from going up. But maybe you have the units that it doesn't matter. I mean, even as it goes up, it is going to melt. Wow. One thing that I've had to... One of those mental adjustments that you have to make going from AoE 2 to AoE 3. Speaking of, Exvidejas, you know, you and me, we're like AoE 2 players, right? So yeah, AoE 3, it's a very different game, and I love it for being a different game. I think, you know, one of the wisest things about AoE 3 is it's not just AoE 2 again. Because AoE 2 is already like a Mona Lisa masterpiece. Let it be its own thing. Let AoE 3 be something different, right? But there are all these little things that I have to mentally adjust for when I go from AoE 2 to AoE 3. And one of them is the difference between castles and forts. If this were Age of Empires 2, that castle goes up, and these guys are forced to retreat. Like, you would need siege to knock down a castle. Otherwise, just the firepower that a castle can bring by itself is enough. Oh, and we have the first GG there for Inspire. No, for Above You. He's out. So now it's just our Aztec player gonna do what he can. Oh, the depot. Are we gonna get more depot damage? No. For shame. For shame. Another depot coming up, though. But for AoE 3, it seems to me that a fort it's not so much about the damage that it does by itself, but it provides sort of a really powerful support tool for an army. The army is what's going to hold the position, and then the fort just provides that backup firepower. The fact that you play more than one Age game is admirable. Yeah, well, I mean, to each their own. You know, I mean, I was listening to your interview on the Age of Sunbros channel the other day, which I loved that whole conversation. That was really awesome. And you talked about how for you it's like, I want one game. I want Age of Empires 3. I kind of want to be the Age 3 guy, and I respect that a lot. You know, for me, I'm kind of similar in that I play other games, but it's like Age of Empires is just my thing. Age 2, Age 3, Age of Mythology, they hit for me in a way that other stuff just doesn't. So every once in a while on the channel, you'll see me play something really out of pocket, some random thing. But I like Age games, but I do like to mix it up between the different AoE 3 games, or the AoE games. I think as a content creator, it probably doesn't help me that much. I think I would do better if I were just about the numbers. I think it'd be better if I just focused on one game, and if I did, I probably would focus on AoE 3 too. Just because the opportunity, like, people are hungry for more Age 3. I think the Age 2 community is pretty satisfied with what they've got. Even though I love both games so dearly, but if I had to pick one, like if I were just trying to make the biggest YouTube channel I could, that's what I would do. But this is a hobby for me, and I love casting and playing the games, and just sharing my experiences. So yeah, I do a little bit of everything. Age of Mythology, Age 2, Age 3. Not a big Age 4 guy. I never really got into Age 4. I think I might play some AoE 4 for the channel at some point, just as kind of a total noob. Like an AoE 2, AoE 3 player plays AoE 4 for the first time kind of stuff, but I don't think I'll make the switch over to Age 4. Anyway, sorry, side talk. I don't know, I just like hanging out with you guys and just chatting. At this point, the scoreboard, I mean, it's a 2v1, right? The scoreboard's reflecting that. Gaius and Toby, what an incredible comeback. Good stuff. And we see, what is this, 57, veteran crossbowman. He is in Age 3, he's got the steel bolts, so they have more range. They are even better against heavy infantry, which the Atontan Slinger are not. They're light infantry, but even so, the extra range. Oh, yeah. You love to see it. The fixed gun says, so long, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen, get out of here. And so long they go. These flamethrowers, man. Just absolutely shredding. Is that a Skull Knight? No, it's Coyote. Okay. You know, I think that Inspire really kind of put in some good effort early on. I mean, and I got to love Above You's living up to his name, and also, you know, just really trying to hang in there. But yeah, wow, what a comeback! That was awesome. Excuse me. Let's see. So well done to them. That was really good. I wonder, Gaius is not in chat with us right now. Yeah, I did get to see the fixed fire gun. Yeah, that was really good. Gaius is not in chat right now, but I bet you that he will come back and watch the video. So, for posterity's sake, Gaius, I'm going to ask you, do you think that you misplayed by not having military out earlier to help defend Toby against the that early Age 2 aggression? I kind of feel like if I were to try to analyze this, and again, Gaius is a better player than I am for sure, but looking at this from a caster point of view, I think that might have been a mistake. Allowing both of those TCs to go down and putting you in a very precarious situation. But fortunately, just the military momentum was there to absolutely swing this. What an incredible battle. That was awesome. All right, let me respond to some comments here. Makes sense from a historical point of view. Castles were the ultimate demonstration of power over territory. Claymore says, I kind of wish forts were better. Yeah, I sort of do too. Again, I don't know if, again, I speak with the humility of being a noob, but from my perspective, yeah, it does seem like forts are maybe a little underwhelming. They do have the ability to train so many units from the fort, which in AoE 2, you can only really train the unique unit of your particular civilization. So castles might be more or less better for different civs from that training point of view, depending on the civ you pick. But I kind of wish that forts were a little better. Yeah. Mr. B says, go full age 3, become my partner in crime full time. Well, dude, listen. I mean, I want to do some casting, dude. Yeah, I want to. We gotta collab a little more. We gotta get some co-casts or something. I would love to do that. Yeah. I couldn't get into Age 4. The art style wasn't. Yeah, especially. I got to take part in the beta for AoE 4, and honestly, I think that's what soured it on me, because I've heard that the game has actually gotten a lot better since it first came out, but when I played it first during the beta, and just the art style, I don't know how to explain it. There was a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain X factor that just felt off, and it didn't. I try not to, and I know that I'm not the kind of guy to just say that because it's new. I'm not just railing against the new and the different, because I have no nostalgia for Age of Mythology. And in fact, when I played the OG Age of Mythology like once or twice before the DE came out, and it did not connect with me. And then I played Definitive Edition Age of Mythology, and it's like, yeah, this game is awesome. It has that X factor that AoE 2 and 3 do. So, love those games. So I had an open mind to AoE 4. I wanted to like it, and it just did not connect for some reason. I think the art style was a part of it, especially the UI. I remember being very disappointed by that. Very minimalistic. It lacked the flavor that you see in AoE 2, or even in AoE 3. I mean, again, going back to this legacy UI, like, just the beauty of how the game presents itself. These are gorgeous games. And AoE 4, with the menus, like the in-game UI, just to me felt very minimalistic, and I don't know. There's just different things. I don't want to complain about it, but it just did not connect. Let's see. The only thing I envy from AoE 4 in the gameplay area is the improved spatial audio. Yeah, that is true. I mean, there are some technical achievements that are really awesome in Age 4. As you guys know, I'm a big voice acting guy, and what they were able to do in Age 4 was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot, and it would be really neat if, like, can you imagine in Age of Empires 3, like when you play the British, if they started out in Age 2 with kind of a more, sort of a medieval English, an older English, and then as you age up through the eras, your English becomes more and more modernized, more and more contemporary, right? That would be really cool. Everything looks like plastic. Oh yeah, the voice acting was great. Yeah. And the one thing that I really love, this is actually like a gameplay functionality thing, is I do remember this. Whenever your scout would see an enemy unit for the first time, you would actually get this little audio cue of the scout going, "Oi, hey!" like shouting out in whatever language, like, "There's an enemy right here," and just getting that notification, "Hey, I found the enemy," is amazing. And in Age of Empires 2, where I lose my poor scouts so often to the town center because I don't notice on the minimap the visual so much, I wish that I could bring in that little audio cue. "Hey, we just found the enemy base. You might want to look over here and make sure we don't die." That would be a really nice little gameplay change. Over on Twitch, let's see, Mr. Junior says, let's see. I agree about forts. I haven't been feeling them recently. The voice acting for Age 4 is great too. So immersive, that audio cue. Yeah, exactly. They do a very good job with that. Age 4 does have its strengths. I want to be the kind of guy, I hope you all have noticed this on the channel, I'm not the kind of person who does, like, extremes. I try not to be the guy that either says 10 out of 10, this game that I love has no flaws, or, you know, I didn't vibe with this game, so therefore it's like a 0 out of 10, this sucks, it's like there's nothing good. Age 4 has its strengths, and other, you know, other games, even games that I don't like, you know, they've got things about them. And there are things about AoE 3 that, and AoE 2 for that matter, things that I wish were better. We may have a video on that sometime in the future. I know one thing we can all agree on is that multiplayer lobby, which, just unbelievable that this mod is able to do so much work updating this whole system. It's incredible. You maybe could buff forts, but give the fort card a cost. Yeah. If that's the cost you have to pay to make forts better, I would take that every time. Yep. It feels like I've been sent back to the past for that UI. Yes, but in a good way. Yeah. It's like, this is one of those cases where the past genuinely was better. Just the functionality, the community functionality. Now that I've got more people in the stream, I'm going to repeat this again. Guys, I need more friends in my AoE 3 friends list. I need more people joining the Iron Kaiser Gaming clan. Now that, I have not really advertised these at all because there was not a point up till now. But now, reach out. I want my friends list. I got to build the clan. The Iron Kaiser Gaming clan must rise, and the friends list must grow. Let's do it, guys. We've got a larger. If you join, you can make a cameo on his screen too. Because I've been sent. Wait a minute. If you join what? Oh yeah. If you join the clan, yes. Join Iron Kaiser Gaming clan, and yes, you too could make cameos in future streams. We have such an audience here that I was planning on just shutting down the stream, but I'm actually going to try to do one more, and I want to put it to a vote. I'm going to ask the chatters, the commenters. You guys get a choice between either we watch one more we watch one more casted game. I'll have Mr. Junior send over his Haiti game if he wants. We could watch one more team game. We could jump onto the ladder and cast a random ladder game together. Or we could actually, I could try to play a match, and it could be a 1v1 or a team game, either one. And we just see what happens. So I'm going to throw it to chat. You guys let me know, what do you want? If we've got one more game in us for tonight, what do you want to see? I see Junior says he's uploaded his game to the Discord. Now, that's not a vote. That's not him saying he wants to watch that. But I do have access. I've got access now to the replay. So if you want to do that, that is an option. I'm gonna give it a minute to let you guys just type in what do you want to see. Well, it has my vote if the others want. Okay, so that's one vote for casting one more team game. Claymore says the Mr. Junior game, that's 2 votes. I'll say, okay, one more vote. If we get 3 votes, I think that'll be at least half of the chatters on stream. So if I see one more person say, yeah, let's do the Mr. Junior game, that's what we're gonna do. Go full H3, become my partner in crime full time. It'd be great. I will say this, you know, because you guys, y'all listening to me right now are some of the elite members of the Iron Kaiser gaming community, you know. So I'll share with you guys a little bit of my internal thinking about the H2, H3 thing. I'm a little bit heartbroken in that I love Age of Empires 2. I adore that game. For me, H2 and H3, I adore them both. I think all of the nostalgia, all of the legacy, it's got a little bit more. Like, literally, I have my relationship with my best friend because of Age of Empires 2. I'm able to share a lot of... I literally play Age of Empires 2 with my wife. And we kind of had date nights and are able to share in kind of the pro game adventures in Age 2. So, for me, Age 2 kind of edges out Age 3, but both have, like, deep nostalgic claws in me. I would love if I could, like, I would love if my Age of Empires 2 content got as much traction as my Age of Empires 3 stuff did. But I think one of the great strengths of Age of Empires 2, which is also in this context a weakness, is that is a tight-knit community. Those guys are like friends. There's this bond at the highest levels in AoE 2, which is awesome. But it sort of feels like the Age 2 community is served right now. They've kind of got... They've got their community, you know? And in AoE 3, it's a little bit more like a Wild West out there. You know, we don't really have a T90, a Spirit of the Law. We don't have kind of the Viper, Hera, Dauta, Tato, Leary dynamics. We don't have the same scene. And that's both... I think for the overall community, that's maybe a negative, but personally, though, it does seem like the AoE 3 community, they really want to watch, comparatively speaking, I'm not a big YouTuber by any means, but comparatively speaking, they really want to watch my AoE 3 stuff in a way that, you know, in AoE 2, like if I put out an AoE 2 video, and I probably will put out an AoE 2 video in the near future, some gameplay, some, you know, like a casted game, but I don't think that's going to go as far, because that community's there. So, honestly, Mr. V, if you're still listening, if you're still here, like, probably closer than not into that direction. Honestly. For me, it's like AoE 3 and Age of Mythology, and even Age of Mythology, my most recent Age of Mythology video, kind of disappointing. You know, there's not a lot of traction on that video, which... Okay, I mean, it's literally a random ladder casted game, but, you know, I think it's only got 50 views right now. It's been out for about a week. So, like, all right, well, maybe the Age of Mythology community, they've also kind of got some big names right now doing casted games and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I just need to up my game and do more than just casting games. Kind of like Mr. V was saying in that really awesome interview. We need more than just casts, and that might be a big part of it, too. Age of Mythology did make me a big fan of Mythology. Yeah, I love the game. I love it. I love playing it. I love casting it, too. It is a lot of fun. The YouTuber part of me, though, just says, like, I'm not really seeing the same kind of connection. AoE 3 is small enough so everyone knows everyone, so it's easier to get views, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, my instinct was kind of the other way, that it was like, it's small enough that there isn't the same... Like, I mean, Lionheart's a big name, Widgie's a big name, that kind of thing, but it doesn't seem like anybody's sort of got a lock as the AoE 3 guy, so people are more willing to explore and actually watch videos from smaller content creators. Anyway, I have not seen any votes to the contrary. Nobody's jumped out to say, no, Kaiser, play a game or cast a random game. So I think people are being quiet right now, other than Claymore and Mr. Jr. But I think that the votes are in. We want to see that Mr. Jr. game. So give me just a second to load up that replay, and we will do it. Let's do it to it. Okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there are no... Here we go. 3v3, fight for the coast, Haiti. Featuring, once again on the channel, Mr. Jr. Hi team, says David CB. Good luck, have fun, says Cookie Run. Fish Wizard says, hey yo team. You love to see that. I like the... care with Rain Cloud's raids. Early strategy. I'm I am liking David. Mr. Junior, you gotta tell me, are these random teammates as well? I'm guessing so. But I love when we see the kind of good sportsmanship and, I don't know, good attitudes and camaraderie. I'm getting those vibes from David right now. So I really like it. Let's go ahead and actually analyze this map a little bit. We are on Carolina. I live in Carolina, so you would think I would recognize it, but looks a little different. Anyway, we've got, let's see, in the green, Raincloud playing as the Germans. Makes sense that David is talking about raids from Germany. Of course, those free Uhlans. Those raids should be coming in fast and fierce. In the yellow, Noob Boom GG Noob FF GG. Okay, that's an interesting name. Noob Boom in the yellow playing as Italy. Italy, a very interesting civilization. You know, I've been playing a lot of Brits recently, just going back to the basics, trying to learn the basics of Age of Empires 3, right? Making sure that I'm up to snuff on just the core of the game, right? And looking at Italy, they almost strike me as a variation of Britain, of England, from a strategy point of view. Because with the Brits, you know, you're getting all these free villagers from building more houses, right? And they encourage you to throw down lots of houses in order to get up that strong eco, right? Meanwhile, for the Italians, they get free bills from their technologies. And so I think there's something kind of similar, where you're just encouraged to go very heavily into the technologies for a very strong early eco game. Maybe the temptation is to not invest so much militarily early on, and that can come back to bite you. In the green, oh wait, I think we already mentioned Raincloud. Claymore adding in, saying into the YouTube chat, ouch, Raincloud is in this game. He's really good. So we will have to kind of keep an eye out on Raincloud. He might be the star of the show on this team. So we mentioned green, we mentioned yellow, and also we've got in the blue, Cookie Run 11, playing as the Portuguese, another one of my favorite civilizations to play. I just find myself, even though I'm the kind of player that likes throwing the first punch, I'm also someone who has yet to sit down and really master all of the different build orders and the timing attacks and things. So I find myself falling back on RTS fundamentals. And in Age of Empires 2, it's all about, you know, building your economy, getting your vills out. So civs like the Brits, or also the Portuguese, are civilizations I really gravitate toward. It'll be interesting to see Cookie Run in action and how he plays this civilization. Meanwhile, the team that I think Iron Kaiser Gaming is officially endorsing and cheering on in this match, we have, in the purple, David CB1234 playing as the Spanish. We've got Mr. Junior once again playing as the French. And we have... there's orange all the way down here. Interesting. Orange and yellow seem a little bit distant from the other two. Green and blue, they feel closer. The teammates here feel closer. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that's just me. But oh well, anyway, in the orange we have Fish Wizard 17 playing as the United States. You know, I put all of that work into the American voice acting. Obviously, I am an American, so I love my country. Nevertheless, currently, I just have yet to really vibe with the United States. I think I've got to work harder on understanding the best ways to play the U.S. I think one of the reasons why I'm not a big Gatling cannon guy. I know that that's one of the power U.S. units, and it is an incredible unit. But aesthetically, it bugs me. It feels like it's just a little bit too far out of the timeline. Like, you know, this is supposed to be an age of exploration. You know, I feel like the Napoleonic era should be maybe the tail end of the AoE 3 timeline, and these sort of Civil War era units just feel weird to me. I've got the longbow on the one end. It feels like it's way too, you know, way too early of a game to really be an AoE 3. And then I've got the Gatling cannon on the other end saying, why is this is way too late of a unit. But That's just me. You guys feel free to disagree. That's all right. It'll be interesting to see if either player gets on the water. Excuse me, guys, so much. I apologize for the coughing. Just still wrestling with the after effects of that walking pneumonia. Something about me, whenever I get sick, I can bounce back from it, but the coughing lasts a dog's age. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Gatling guns really push it for me too, says Mr. Junior. Yeah, I agree. I feel like if I could kind of go back in time, if I were developing the U.S., I would have made them more of a kind of a Washington Jeffersonian era, early United States themed civilization. Instead, again, it feels more Civil War, Abraham Lincoln era. You know, here are the U.S. regulars and the Buffalo Soldiers. I mean, obviously we have Minutemen. I'm not saying it's all Civil War, but a lot of the flavoring and the aesthetics seem to come from a time period that, to my mind, kind of just steps out a little too far into the future. I would love for an AoE 4, an AoE 3 sequel to be in that timeline. For me, like, I would love Age of Empires 5 to go from the Napoleonic era to like the early World War I. I think that would be the ultimate Age of Empires timeline. Literally the end of the Age of Empires. That'd be a great time period to play around in, but bringing that into AoE 3 just feels a little weird. Great raid here by Raincloud, shutting down... I don't know if that's... Will that go up? Will that go up? Oh, those Minutemen, the Militiamen, coming out just in time. That second TC will go up. Wise of Raincloud to pull back from that. Yeah, David did well to respond to that too. I think a lesser player would have not noticed since the Uhlans were already on the wagon. Would not have clicked up the militiamen that fast, and that TC would go down. Or the wagon would go down before it even settled the TC. The United States, what do we have here? Fish Wizard asking, are you ready? I can't tell if he's talking to his teammates. The Marquis de Lafayette. I didn't even realize this was Mr. Junior. I was about to say somebody knows their American history. And I was going to applaud them, and then I realized, yeah, it's Mr. Junior. Of course it is. I love it. Spies out. Spies. All right. Napoleonic Wars campaign historical battles would be great for AoE 3. Yeah, I do agree. I think the Napoleonic Wars are right on the tail end of what I would personally consider the AoE 3 timeline. So yeah, I think that there needs to be a lot more single-player content in this game, a lot more co-op campaigns or historical battles, that kind of thing, full-on campaigns. And yeah, a good Napoleonic Wars era game, campaign for AoE 3, that would fit. But I think anything later than that just feels a little off to me. And like the U.S. Civil War, to me, that's just too far out of the timeline, in my opinion. Okay, so just checking the water really quickly, because I'm curious to see how this plays out. We have Mr. Junior, again with those caravels. I really love this move. Kind of going to the enemy base, scouting it out, making sure that they're not on the water, and then being able to fish at the same time. You got that military and that eco component all in one. Really good move. What he doesn't know, or this one he's not responding to right now, is that the Portuguese are on the water. They have a frigate on the field, and they are actually making a bid for claiming the water. This is the French. French decks. We will have to see as Nuke Boom reaches the industrial era. I think he's the first player to do it. Yeah, the Italians. That Italian boom, that does not surprise me. We've not really seen them on the battlefield that much so far. Okay, we gotta watch the battle. Okay, we got a combo of regulars and Irish Brigadiers and the veteran Dragoons wiping up that rain cloud force. Now, Claymore, yeah, you don't like 1500s Aztecs versus the 1850s America? No, I do not. I think it is the weirdest thing to see Rodoleros and Longbowmen going up against Gatling cannons. And, you know, some might say, well, in Age of Empires 2, that timeline in AoE 2, it's like 1,000 years of history. But the technological developments were so much slower that it does not feel nearly as incongruent for the Huns to go up against. Probably the most extreme would be Huns versus Bohemians or something like that. And that's a little bit weird if you know your history, but it's not that weird. It's certainly not as weird as longbows versus Gatling cannons. I'm sorry. It's just plain weird. Now, Claymore, I've got to ask you, we saw earlier, and I did not see their function. I don't know if they're even still out here. Yeah, there's a spy. Raincloud is really good at these team games. Why would he invest in spies so early on in this battle? Okay, we see that Portuguese military. Oh, no, sorry. Okay, so we got the French. What a weird dock. Wait a minute, what even... Was there a villager that came over here, or is there a ship that can actually build a dock? That would be kind of a cool, unique ability for a ship to build a dock. How many spies he got? He had 5. He put out a batch of 5, and I should probably check to see if maybe that was... Let's go to Rainclouds. Yeah, it's not a card or anything like that. So he trained 5 spies to go running around, and they stayed as a group. He didn't split them up. So it wasn't for the intel. He's still training spies. There's another one. We saw the Irish Brigadier, so there's that, but... Is he afraid of this massive mercenary play? What would be the thinking? Cookie sent a villager to the island. Okay. Yes, that's where that dock was coming from. That's weird. I don't quite know why he would do that. That's almost like a sneak dock. I would not expect a dock there. Maybe I would overlook it for that reason, but otherwise, I don't quite get that play. Let's see. We got some action here in the north. I'm not seeing any battles. Yellow is trying to make something happen down here. What do we have? We have, Papal Guards. That's so cool. Combined with Bersaglieri. That's, of course, Age 4. Those are Age 4 units. Up against the veteran skirmishers. The Bersaglieri, if I remember correctly... No, they're just an extremely good skirmisher. One of the coolest units in the game, in my opinion. Okay, this is a random thing, but I'm gonna just... It's my stream, I'll be random, right? As the fight is going on, the Bersaglieri, the portrait, stands out to me. I simultaneously love and hate this portrait. I love it because it's active and dynamic, and I think that that's really neat. Communicating a character and a personality in the artwork is really important. And I think that they do a really good job with that. On the other hand, again, character and personality, I think that the camera's too zoomed out. I wish it were a little closer to his face. It's kind of like if we compare like the Coureur de Bois as an example. Now, this guy, he's just sort of standing there, but he's a villager. That's appropriate. But, you know, the camera's a little closer. Here, the Musketeer, the camera's really close to his face. That part's great. Although, I don't actually like the Musketeer portrait that much. I think he looks kind of funny, in my opinion. But, anyway. That is not analyzing the game. I don't know how much you guys care about the aesthetic opinions of Iron Kaiser. The artillery. Look at this. We have the Spanish just pushing in on Cookie Run. And that kind of doesn't surprise me. I mean, we've seen Cookie go hard into the naval element, and it looks like he is winning the water right now. These canoes putting in some good work. Or at least he's fighting with Mr. Junior for the water. I've not really seen him so much on the land, and looks to me like we might have America really just pushing them off. Oh, not America, Spain, sorry. Bro, do you not have the OG Musketeer portrait mod? I do not. Although I don't remember. Did I like the OG portrait more? Either way, I don't have it. I'll have to look at it. I always thought the Musketeer looked a little weird, though. Heresy, I know. Heresy. We've got Pandur on the field from the Germans. Germans have some of the best mercenary options in the game. They are counter skirmishers. So if you could get the Pandur on those, let's see, on the veteran skirms from Mr. Junior, that would be a really good coup for the, I don't know what we want to call them. We call them the Eastern team, right? Blue is in trouble here. And that feels like an understatement of the century. At this moment, Cookie Run, he has 61 vills. Okay, so the eco is there. But, yeah, he's going all in on wood. Yeah, he's what my AoE 2 buddies call rabbiting. He's rabbiting. He's pulling back, just completely abandoning his old positions and maybe trying to set up shop behind allied lines. On the flip side, he is all over Mr. Junior's fishing ego right now. I don't think this is one frigate versus 2 frigates. There is an HP difference there, so actually, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh no, San Filippo Ariale. The Italian battleship is here. That will put an end to that frigate. That galleon, the Regent, is not long for this world either. Oh, come on, get the galleon first. There we go. Okay. So, I would say right now, the Eastern team is on the back foot. But they are maybe claiming the water here. Perhaps this outpost. Will the outpost really scare away a battleship? I don't think so. An Age 2 outpost should not present that much of a threat. To the canoes, yes. To the battleship, no. The Claymore saying, it is fantastic. I assume it means that OG Musketeer mod. It's fantastic. I should get it. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. When the Claymore recommends something, you know, you gotta pay attention. You gotta at least say, okay, you know, I'll take a look. More Basaglieri on the way. At this point, we are, excuse me, 18 and a half minutes into the game, and we have Noob in the Industrial Age. We also have Spain and France, Mr. Junior and David CB in Industrial Age. Oh, this is Italy just going ham. I would be a little concerned if I were Fish Wizard at this point. We got a combo, the Papal Lancers and the Basaglieri. I like, oh, the Bombards are here too, Papal Bombard. Fort Dearborn. Really? So this is I did not think that the battleship would be that good against the fortress. I mean, obviously now the Bombard's here to do their work, but nice. I do kind of wish, you know, the regular Bombard is more of a howitzer. The terminology is confused because this is not a howitzer. This is more like a heavy falconet, right? Like an Ottoman Great Bombard, which would also again be more like a super howitzer, super falconet. Spain doing really well right now. Raincloud. Raincloud and Italy, they together work really well on on the Eastern team. On the Western team, it looks like David CB really great. Mr. Junior, I think, has been doing a lot of fighting too, although he's on the back foot, having lost all of this naval presence. And then Fish Wizard is definitely in for world of hurt right now. Let's take a look at what everyone's up to. Cookie Run, rebuilding eco on the way up to age 4. Mr. Junior, getting up Blood Brothers, all native warriors upgraded to champion level. That is interesting because Mr. Junior does not have any native camps that I see. Let's go here. Here's a big fight. Yeah, this is the combo of Spain. We have a Voltigeur, a couple of Voltigeur. War Courrier de Bois coming out. So, no native allies yet. I wonder if there might be a surprise in store from Mr. Junior. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Interesting. Look at the score difference. I did not notice that. It does not feel to me like it should be that different, but then again, we see, what do we have here? Voltigeur coming in versus the Bersaglieri. If only the Pandur were there, this would be the moment. They're not. So Skirm versus Skirm. I think the Guard Bersaglieri are better, maybe? But it'll be close. I mean, the push over here, though, is going very well. Italy is falling, even as there's aggression against Orange. I can understand why that score would be growing for Team Mr. Junior. What do we have here? We have War Wagons. War Wagons versus Skirms. Don't think that's what Raincloud had in mind when he's training up those units. What is your AoE 3 main, Kaiser? I don't actually know. And tell me your ideal 3 Civ pool you want to master. Okay, so you might have overheard me earlier say, Claymore says he should learn Inca, Sweden, and Hausa. Okay, I was listening to an Ethiopia overview earlier. This seemed like fun. So you might have overheard me say earlier that, you know, because I've not really sat down and just mastered particular build orders and timing attacks, I find myself falling back on just RTS fundamentals in order to win my games. And so civs that just reward good fundamental play tend to be the civs that I do the best with. The ones that don't rely as much on particular like build orders and timing attacks in order to make it work. So if I had to pick a top 3, I would pick. I've been playing a lot with England, with Britain. They're the British. I've been playing a lot with the British lately. I do enjoy them a lot. I have a lot of experience with the Russians and probably the Portuguese. So I'd say those may be my top 3 because all of them are some version of get up a good economy, then just like, you know, you have the flexibility to produce different types of units. I really enjoyed playing with Sweden, but I've kind of gotten maybe a little demoralized with them. I went on a big losing streak with them lately. And I suspect that there's just a lot of finicky skill that it takes to make Sweden work. Understanding when to build the siege workshop for the leather cannons to get your skirmisher out, right? That would be, you know, something that kind of stands out to me. So, I don't know. I'm not saying they're a bad civ. I'm just saying I need to play around with them more and just it requires me to put on a different thinking cap when I play Sweden. And the community does say that they are on the weaker side. I mean, maybe they are in need of a buff too, but at my elo, that's the thing, guys. Like, part of representing the average elo community is to say, guys, listen, if you're like me fighting at, right now I'm like 1050 elo or something like that. I've been higher, but okay, if we're at 1100, 1200 elo, is it really the civs and needing the tweak buff that in order to do better? It's probably us. We just need to be better at the game, right? So from me, my first impulse is to say I need to get better, and then behind that, maybe it's the Civ. Anyway, but those would be my top 3. Anyway, says, oh, I set the Egyptians part in Discord if you want to see it. Yeah, I want to see it. I won't read right in a second, but I definitely want to react, and I love game design creativity and playing around with what could be cool and could be not cool. I love creativity, man. That's part of what I adore about video gaming and RTS gaming. It's not just playing the games, but for me anyway, it encourages, it gets you thinking. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if blank Civ were in the game, and what could be their, look at the history, and then what could their unique abilities be, and unique units and stuff. I love that kind of thing. How would I balance the Civ? What could I give to a Civ to make it stronger, or make it weaker? I love it. At this point, let me see here. We still gotta have this push, but honestly, I've gotta give credit to Italy. He has really fought this back well. Now that I think he's abandoned the offense, so we're back on defense here. He's done a good job sort of repelling this attack. Oh, wait a minute. The moment we've been waiting for. No longer do we have the French in the battle. Instead, we have the Haitians. So Royal Guard Musketeer are on the field, and those are native units. So that would be where the where that earlier Blood Brothers card comes in handy. Pirates, which train automatically, if I remember correctly, from the town center. Yeah, 1 free pirate. The Maroons, revolutionary heavy infantry. So think of them as musketeer-like units. They have extra movement speed, range, and they cost less. They do have less HP, but otherwise that's how they compare to the regular revolutionary. I don't see any pirates yet. What about over here? Oh, those are also Maroons. You're gonna have to watch out for these cannons. Owl Hoot. Maybe I can, hold on, let's see if we can. Who is this? This is Fish Wizard.
Red watch.
Yeah, both of these units I voiced. The Owl Hoot I meant to voice. And then the Sharpshooter was something that the deadline was approaching for when I wanted to put mod out. I'm like, well, nobody else is stepping up for the Sharpshooter, so I guess I'll just step in and... the guy that I had wanted to do the Sharpshooter just wasn't able to make it happen in time, so I just said, well, I'll step in and do it, so... There may be an update. I actually want to put out an update for the Better English voiceover mod that makes a couple of changes, and that would be one of them. I think would be fun. Change a couple of, like the Sharpshooter. I think somebody else can do it. Good job with that. Not that I did a bad job, but I like to give as many varied voices as possible. Anyway, let's get back to the revolution here. So these Maroons, I'm really looking forward to seeing them in action. Let me ask you, Mr. Junior. What? Yeah, this game is messy. Mr. B says, honestly, the more I cast, the more I think this game should be about enjoyment first. Elo is a number. Just have fun at whatever level. Amen, brother, amen. Yes, exactly. And you're not only right about that, but it's, I think one of the most important things that we can do as an RTS community, if you want more people to play RTS games, if you want more people to play Age of Empires, here's one of the things that you can do. You can communicate to people that this game is awesome and epic and fun to play at the average level. It's like, you can hop in, learn this game quickly, it's fun. No, you're not going to be a pro. No, you're not going to be taking on Lionheart in some 1v1. That might not ever happen, right? Who cares? You will have an absolute blast playing this game. RTS games, I think, have this stigma where we think if you're not 1600 elo, you're not worth it. You know, the game's not gonna be fun. You know, like your replays, your games, they're not worth anything if you're not X elo. And I think we do that for several reasons. One of which is we try to hype ourselves up, like, oh, we're so good because we finally reached this level that now we're worth something, right? What that does is it scares people away. Nobody wants to actually dip their toes into that RTS world, and they mess up. Anyway, I don't want to talk over this incredible attack here. The pickets coming in. These are archaic melee heavy infantry, unique to the Haitians. We've got the Maroons. I want to see a pirate. There's Voltigeur. There's a little bit of the French influence. Where are my pirates? Are they just hanging out back here? No, here they are. They're on their way. Pirates. These are outlaw units. Normally, they cost coin and are typically only effective in H2. I'm sorry, they're very effective in H2, I should say, but they require significant pop room. That's a little different, though, in a revolutionary context. Either way, we can consider them, Viva Haiti, consider them like revolutionary versions of Rodolero. Yeah, this is awesome. That's a big theme for the channel, though, is like, RTS is fun. Go play. Go have fun with it. It's a game. And see, the thing, like, to give you a point of comparison, why is it that FPS games are so much more popular than RTS games? I think one of the reasons why, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why, is because if you're playing Doom or you're playing Overwatch or Marvel Rivals or some FPS game, right? Even if you're bad at the game, you can have epic moments where you get a headshot and, oh man, I feel like a boss, I got a headshot. And you can share that clip with your friends, or you can put together a montage, or you can have those moments. And as a community, I think people are more willing to sort of celebrate cool moments in an FPS, even if you're not good. Whereas in the RTS world, there is this temptation among the community to say, well, you know, sure, you had an awesome game where you beat somebody, but it doesn't matter because you're only 800 elos. So, you know, these are two toddlers battling it out with pool noodles. Who cares? This isn't real Age of Empires or Command & Conquer or whatever. And that just kills the game. It kills the community, in my opinion. This Haitian revolution is really awesome. I want to ask Mr. V. Pardon me, mateys, exactly right. Faster attacks. I enabled Haiti's special picket pikeman unit. They attack faster. Yeah. It's how we feel it. Let me ask you, in your mind, why Haiti? Why did you pick this? Was it just, I be feeling like a pirate yard? Or was there something about the map where you said, I really want to? Really like Italy going in for this raid, trying to find some damage. Sometimes, you know, when you can't handle the offense, you just gotta open up a new field of battle somewhere else and try to find some damage elsewhere. I like the idea, I like the concept, but not really gonna work here. Don't think this is stoppable. I mean, at this point, is Raincloud even still in this? I mean, I guess he is. He's got some... He has the mercenary camps. How much coin does Raincloud have? I've got to know. 2,600 coin with a stream of 500. A really nice mass by Mr. Junior, I agree. Can we get a zoom in on those pikes? Yeah, sorry, I'm catching up to the comments. Yeah, they looking smart. They looking beefy, and they're looking like they're breaking through this wall. And the soft innards, the underbelly of the Italian base looks like it is collapsing here. This is just a matter of time. Haiti, put it in the work. I love the unit models for Haiti. Nice presentation. I was worried about my factories, so I sent some African natives. Let's see, I picked them more for the pickets, but maybe the map includes me too. That's cool. That is really cool. Obviously, it's going to shut down any kind of cavalry play. And, you know, spears, all of that siege damage. They're just going to do a great job melting through this infrastructure. That town center that Noob wanted to put up, not happening. You've got to applaud the resiliency. You know, they're not surrendering at the first sign of struggle. They are hanging on and fighting it out for all it is worth. Raincloud finally reaches the Industrial Age. He had been going all in Fortress Age, and it didn't work. So now, I like this move here from Noob. Again, trying to find opportunities to expand out, maybe find some damage. He's going to be building a fortified outpost right in front of this frontier outpost. If I'm not mistaken, the fortified outpost is the better one. So in an outpost versus outpost fight, I would expect Italy to win that. But how long can you expand out without dealing with this revolutionary army back here? This is one of those games where there's so much going on, this is hard to comment on. Right, and not to mention, like, what's new. We see a battle here between the Akan and Cobia. Really cool. Strong heavy infantry, right? They deal area of effect damage, so these Dragoons better watch out. Now, on the flip side, the Ribold, the elite organ guns, will make short work of those units. Good move for Cookie Run. If I'm not mistaken, that was a Mr. Junior card, I think, was sent. Yeah. I wonder what he sent us next. The homie. Oh no. Oh no. It's the Griot. The bane of my existence. I'm gonna hear that all across the battlefield now. Where is he? Where even is this guy? I hope he's up here with the rest. That would be a good thing. Well, not there. Yeah, he's somewhere around here. Alright, let me get back to some comments here. This game is so messy. Yes, it is. Yeah. Nah, they shock infantry. Oh, that's right. The Rodolero actually isn't shock infantry. I was saying earlier, the, I don't know, yeah, not the Maroon. The Pirates. The Pirates are actually shock infantry, so you can consider them kind of like the Coyote Runners, Hussar-esque units. So not like the Rodolero. Good catch, thank you. Mr. V, I think including an unranked ladder would be a great first step to increasing the game's appeal. Right now, you either have to try your luck sifting through lobbies or get your butt kicked on ranked. Yeah, this is a broad AoE problem. AoE 2 has this problem too, where if you want the most even games, you actually want to play against people at your skill level. What you've got to be willing to do is go onto the ranked ladder and lose your first 10 or 20 games in a row. You know, and then finally you reach a level where, you know, you start winning or losing. Great attacks here by the Pickets, shredding that cavalry. And there are not enough organ guns to actually deal with this. Oh my goodness, wow, okay. All right, c'est la vie. Monsieur organ gun, he's down. Giojo Caprillo, running for his life. Possibly these settlers might get in trouble too. Meanwhile, Fish Wizard coming in with the guard regulars, the veteran sharpshooters we have, and finally the GG is called. And there it is, they're all out. So I have to applaud the teamwork from both teams there. You know, I get the feeling that David and Fish might have been random teammates for Mr. Junior, but David, right out of the gate, collaborating, communicating, you love to see that. He was a really good teammate. Fish Wizard hanging on really well against some of that early pressure from Cookie Run. No, I'm sorry, from Noob. Meanwhile, I'm guessing the other three were teammates because they all resigned at the same time and coordinated well. They fought well together. And just really good back and forth. That was a fun game to watch. Okay, so let's react to some comments here. Yeah, so I kind of hate that about the ranked ladder because I think when you see ranked, the impulse is to say, oh, well, I shouldn't play ranked until I'm good enough. So I'll just play, you know, I'll join noob lobbies instead, and that's actually the worst thing you could do. An unranked ladder, we have one of those in AoE 2, and I don't think that it's actually worked out in practice the way you'd want it to work in theory. You know, I think maybe what you could do is like if you forced players to play a couple of games on that unranked ladder first, and or even play like some sort of bot game where the bot could sort of figure out vaguely how well you play, and sort of put you, instead of putting you in the default 1000 elo, it's okay, well, you know, this guy was really bad at the game, honestly, so let's start him or her in the 700 elo range, the 600 elo range, and, you know, they can play from there. I don't know. It's a hard question to answer. Raincloud's build did not work out this game. Sir Turin says Port's just chilling on the island. Yeah, you're right. I actually did not. I'm going to blame it on the blue messing in with the water, but you're right. Blue, the Portuguese player's just like, hey, let me just try to reboom over here on the water. I own it. This is the safest place for me to be. Yeah, and honestly, it is the safest place for him. So that I think was a good move, but unfortunately, did not work out. So much was going on, I didn't even get to analyze the decks. We looked at the Haiti deck a little bit, and Pickets, as Mr. Junior said, was the star of the show here. The Revolutionary Pickets only cost food and they attack faster. So what a way to mobilize your food eco into something really awesome. Noob, obviously, going heavy into that post-Imperial play. A lot of Age 4 cards. Garibaldi. So, okay, this is a little bit of a random historical thing, but Giuseppe Garibaldi, right? The red shirts. He led the unification of Italy. That's where Garibaldini comes from, right? Great historical reference. If you know your history, Garibaldi, aren't we talking like 1850 at least, right? Isn't that like the 1870s? Gonna steal this, Mr. Junior. See y'all. Yeah. All right, man. Claymore, thanks so much. Have a great one, dude. Thanks for joining the stream. I really enjoyed having you join us. Yeah, that would be another one where I'm saying I don't think this fits the timeline. Anyway, enough ranting about the random history. But let's see. How are new players supposed to test builds and learn civs? Right? Well, that's kind of... How do I want to say this? I mean, like... I think that what you have to do... I just finished listening to this really awesome video about, like, getting into RTS games, right? And I think that for new players... And I'm talking new players, not like I'm a pro at StarCraft 2 and now I'm coming to AoE 3. I mean, for new players, don't learn builds. You're not ready. You're not ready for builds. I think the worst thing you could do is say, "Here's Age of Empires 3, and here are a whole bunch of builds." Maybe you give them one civ and one build and say, "Hey, you know, if you want to get your feet wet, like learn this Musketeer build or whatever, and just hear the basics." But I think just like what you want to do, this is partly the game and partly the community or whatever, but you want to encourage people to just go out there and play, get your feet wet, learn the basics of juggling, not micromanaging, but sort of juggling the different tasks that RTS games give you all at the same time. You know, manage an eco and manage a military and do them both at the same time, and you kind of get your feet wet in that world, and then as the game grips you, then you can start learning builds. Here would be an amazing... this is what AoE 3 needs. If anybody's out there listening, Assertive Wall or whoever, right? This is the next big tool that AoE 3 needs. In Age of Empires 2, one of the most powerful and helpful tools that the community just latched onto in the early DE days was a mod called the Interactive Build Order Guide. And what it was is it was a scenario. Like you could do single player, load up a scenario, right? You go into skirmish here, and at least I don't know how you do this actually in AoE 3, but you could click scenario, right? And it would give you like, hey, here's the 21 pop Scout Rush. or the basic 21 pop Scout Rush, or here's the 22 pop Archer Rush, or the Fast Castle, or whatever. It would give you kind of these basic build orders. And if you click one of those, you would actually get to play a game with a little voiceover saying, okay, now what you want to do is you want to put your first 6 villagers on sheep, and to have like a little UI thing to show you. You know, you've got 0 out of 6 vills on sheep. Go put some vills on sheep, and it would walk you through the steps of how to actually execute this build order in game, like alongside you. That was amazing and really helped out a lot of people. It's so much better or more helpful for many new noob players to kind of do that in that interactive way instead of just reading a website or watching a video. I think something like that would be really cool for learning build orders. You know, imagine if you could click in game and say, hey, here's the basic, you know, I don't know, the British Redcoat Age 2 rush play or whatever. Or here's how you deal with an Ottoman Janissary rush or whatever. Being able to do that in game, yeah, that'd be cool. So. Fun game, fun stream. Yeah, so Claymore's out. Yeah, and I think we're pretty much going to end the stream here for right now. But yeah, I mean, I just think that we, as a community, need to encourage people to play more and celebrate them. I don't think we should be... I mean, I get it. A 2,000 ELO player is planets away from a 1,700 ELO player, who is planets away from a 1,400 ELO player, who's planets away from a 1,000 ELO, who is way better than a 700 ELO, that kind of thing. I get all of that, right? I'm not trying to say... on one hand, yeah, the one player is obviously way better than the other player. There's a certain value that the one player has that the other one simply doesn't, right? But on the other hand, I think we need to be celebrating all of our players, and we need to be celebrating the adventures and the experiences that we all get up into, so... Alright, I'm getting off my soapbox. If there are no other comments, and it does not look like there are, I might stay in chat for just a little bit and chat with you guys, if you guys are on chat. But otherwise, we're calling the stream right here. Thanks so much for joining me on a random AoE 3 night. It's really awesome to have you guys joining along. Mr. Junior, thanks so much for sending the games, dude. That was awesome. I love it. I hope we see even more games in the Iron Kaiser Gaming Discord. I guess I'll wrap up with that. For anybody else listening along, make sure you join the Iron Kaiser Gaming Discord and be sure to share your own replays if you want to see them get cast in the future. It may or may not happen. I won't promise it, but I do love to see them. Thanks, guys. This is yours truly, the Iron Kaiser, signing off.
was cool. I enjoyed that a lot.